So nearly 2 weeks ago, the party arrived in the mountain city of Krobin, chasing clues as to the meaning behind the Daybreak Society and the Harbinger's attack on Tano and Rutar, one of Rokshir's moons. Once in Krobin, you reunited with Anubis, traveled to the fiendish prison plane of Carceri, dealt with Vazarath, returned to Krobin, defeated yet another Harbinger, did a little shopping, and finally wrapped up with a mini-quest to clear the sewers of Black Puddings. Surprisingly, you ran into Morrigane's group as he had finished learning how to utilize teleportation circles from the Tanoan Council. Now, with time for a break, you all attended Beauty's fight against the Imperator of Krobin, a gold dragonborn named Theriek. Beauty put up a surprisingly excellent fight against him, but in the end, she fell, quite literally, out of a tree. Throughout your time in Krobin, you learned quite a lot about the things that may have remained hidden for centuries. Most pressing of all is that the next planar conjunction may yet be upon the world, as the Grand Lake Zelenra has begun to supernaturally flood, threatening many coastal towns and cities. With this knowledge, the party decides that it's once again time to hit the road to investigate, detouring slightly west towards the town of Myraine, a town with significance to both Doric and Lawrence. The route will take you down the fjordic cliffs surrounding Krobin, into the gap between the Great Forest of Fador and the Cleaving Range, and will parallel Blackstone River into the Magedom of Fador. Myraine is about a week's travel away by carriage. It has been decided that Hate will travel ahead of the party with Morrigan, Song, Panjeko, and Nameless to the city of Osrin, a city near the flooding lake, and complete some preliminary scouting for the rest of the party before they arrive. Beauty and Allie will stay behind in Krobin, living in Emrys's new house for the time being. As you pull away after saying your goodbyes, the cliffs of Krobin disappear behind mountain peaks, and the world is yours. What will you do with the week ahead?
Well, DM, you and I discussed a little bit about, constructing that gun idea.
Mm-hmm. Could you describe the gun in detail?
So,
and
using...
If you want to get Emrys's input on it, that'd be good too.
I guess, do we want to do this in character then?
Up to you.
Basically, my idea is that, using both the the hidden wrist bow thingy that we got from the, Black Feathers, and the book of, like, manual and the manual I got on small firearms, I create a sort of magically altered hidden wrist gun. Or like one of those like hidden derringers in someone's wrist, mounted on like a spring or something.
Yeah. You can... I think Emrys has a hand crossbow, right? Or someone has a wrist bow, right?
I think I gave it to Emrys.
Okay. Emrys, do you know if you have a wrist bow?
Let me check. I don't remember seeing it. Let me check my inventory, because it's definitely not in my, like, equipped weapons.
Just making sure. You guys can hear me, right?
Yep, you're good.
Nice.
Yes.
Are you back?
I found out that I pressed the mute mic button earlier.
There you go.
I unpressed it.
I don't see it in your inventory.
Me neither.
I think what we can do is Dork can either build the mount for the gun out of scraps, or use an existing hand crossbow that you have and just kind of upfit it.
So it would be an upgrade from a hand crossbow?
It would be...
Actually, here's my question. Do you want a handgun, like a pepper box, to sort of replace your hand crossbow for more damage? Or do you want that hidden gun sort of deal?
How much damage does a little handgun do?
So a pistol does 1d10 piercing damage, so just like a normal flintlock, not flintlock, wheel lock style pistol, 1d10, and then a hidden firearm, like a wrist gun, would do a 1d8. The difference is that there's also a difference in the amount of bullets one can hold, is that the pistol will hold 4. Whereas the hidden one will only hold 1.
Can I use my 2-weapon fighting with that?
With the hidden one, yes. But only once you're proficient in firearms, which will take some time in training.
But only the hidden one, not the other one?
Correct. Although, since you do have hand crossbow mastery or hand crossbow expert, yeah, 1 second.
Is the handgun not a light weapon? Is it a medium?
No, it is medium, yes.
Okay.
Looking up firearm feats, because I think there is a firearm... Let's see.
There is a firearm specialist.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. When you attack with the action and attack with a one-handed weapon, you can use a bonus action to attack with a loaded firearm with a light property. Yeah, so either way, you can't do it.
Oh, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think the hidden one would be cool.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Would you need to use my hand crossbow?
No, I don't think so. It might just take a bit more materials, but it should be rather cheap. So, Doric, give me an Arcana check to see if you can figure out how to miniaturize a firing mechanism with magic.
If it would help, Emrys would be down to show you his collection of crossbows.
Dork is actually going to see if Emrys would like to help on this project.
He definitely would. Emrys is not the most crafty, but he knows how bows and hand crossbows work. Because he has, like, official, like, noble training with bows. So he would, yeah, he would hover and listen and make comments and share ideas. Little crafting sous chef, if you will.
So can I roll with advantage with this?
Yes, you can.
Yippee! Also, I have really small hands, so it'll help with the fine parts.
And that is a 20.
20. Barely. It takes you the better part of half your travel to figure out, and late nights and tinkering and stuff, but you can eventually figure out how to have a small glyph inscribed in the breech of a gun. You can have it activate and shoot fire out that will ignite powder, as a wheel lock mechanism will not fit in this hidden gun. So, 3 days...
What if this new firing mechanism is called like a arcane lock or a spark lock?
A glyph lock.
A glyph lock. I like the name of that.
That's very good.
I'm gonna trademark that.
Uh-huh.
Do it.
All right. The DC was 20, by the way, so...
Oh, good.
Yay.
3 days of work, and you complete this mechanism. However, you still need to actually manufacture the gun itself, which might take the rest of your travel, depending on how well you can do it. So for the first 3 days, we'll say... who's keeping watch during these days? Are you alternating? I would assume.
That was my
Yeah,
thought.
probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So, you travel down, and as you get further and further away from Krobin, you notice that the mountains get more and more soft-topped, not spiky like you're used to. And on certain bends of the path as you descend, you can see off to the west, and through mist and winter fog, you can occasionally see rolling hills that flatten out into a vast expanse of thick trees that go on past the horizon. You can you keep descending down into a valley that has a medium-sized river running through it at a fast pace, and for the next day or two, you will parallel this river.
Did you mention that we could basically see the Great Forest from here?
As you were descending, still at elevation, you could, like, occasionally, as the path kind of bent around out overlooks, you could see the forest. But from where you are, you're still kind of in the mountains and hills. You can't really see the forest just yet.
Okay.
But if you wanted
So when
to
that
do,
happens-
if you wanted to do anything on the overlook, you can.
York is just half excited to see the forest again.
Lawrence is also very excited to see this. Like, I'll say I'd imagine he probably wouldn't be able to find any, like, trees that point out his hometown, but he will tell the party, like, his...
Go ahead.
He will point out to the party, just, like, pointing out in that general direction, like, my hometown is somewhere in there. God, it's been a while since I've seen it.
Where are you from
A lot of
exactly?
trees.
It is a lot of trees. I'm from kind of two villages intertwined with each other, Tesha and Cragfall.
Huh. I kind of strange knowing that you were quite close by. Gearvine, my hometown, is also somewhere in there.
Can I try to recall my memory and see if I remember ever hearing about Gearvine in my childhood?
Sure. Yeah, make a history check.
Okay. +1. Let's fucking go.
Good luck.
God. 5.
No, you can't pick out a gear vine in your memory. You've heard that deep in the forest, there are many tiny settlements that, go unmapped for quite some time. This could be one of them. And for reference, by the way, the scale of the map, you can see, normally, you can see the distance of 1 hex.
Okay, so literally nowhere even close.
Yeah, you can't. You wouldn't be able to see very far. On the mountain, you can see maybe like 1.5 hexes, but yeah.
Can't say I ever remember hearing about Gearvine, but that is... It's a small world knowing that We grew up so close together.
Me and Emrys grew up in the same town. It is weird in such a big
We did.
continent, really.
And when it comes to the Great Forest, it's close, relatively, but it's not surprising that you never really heard about Gearvine. We don't really, I wouldn't say we're unwelcome to outsiders, as we are quite friendly. It's just that we don't go around, or I guess we never went around inviting too many people. For good reason, of course.
Aye, definitely for good reason. There wasn't, I mean, at least from what I remember, there wasn't much of a military presence back in my villages, but what about back in Gearvine? Have you ever heard anything about military?
On whether or not Gearvine had a military presence?
Mm-hmm.
Gearvine never really did military. We were on our own. We don't... I mean, I'll be honest, we don't even exactly answer to whatever mage is sitting on the Fadoran throne. I mean, we're too far disconnected from them to even care. But that is to say, Gearvine is quite, I'll say that we've been able to hold our own. That is, if anyone could even find it, of course. It's not exactly the easiest place to enter, especially if you're trying to find it.
But you know how to find it, right? We're not gonna have to look around for it.
I mean, I know how to get there, yes. We'll have to ask for some help.
Okay. I'm just saying it's probably a lovely forest. I would not like to spend as little time in there as possible. I think I've made my opinion on nature very clear.
Well, you'll be happy to know that if we do end up going to Gearvine, I mean, a large chunk of the people there are artificers. We invent things. There's creature comforts there. I mean, do you think we all just live in trees?
I assume so, yes.
I mean, we do actually live in trees. That is accurate, actually.
Yes, I was right.
But they're very, very nice trees.
Sure. But, I mean, a tree is a tree.
Doric, you might have to forgive me on this. Geography is my worst skill by far. I guess I would, yeah, I'll make that claim. Okay, you name one then.
Well, say your thing first. I'll insult you afterwards.
Okay, thank you. Is this the sort of person area you had mentioned before as as the people you knew who had a case similar to Lawrence, or am I totally mixing those two places?
No, you're correct. That Gearvine is a haven for anyone with lycanthropy. The Circle of Harmony there, the Druid Circle, it's a place where people can get help with trying to handle that. And that case, similar to Lawrence's, I mean, I'm sure that you're referencing, the situation you were referencing was my husband's.
I just meant in general. I'm not quite sure the correct way to call it without being any sort of rude, but
That's not rude, it's just a place where, someone struggling with lycanthropy can go without the threat of being slaughtered like they're some beast of the wilds.
Well, I'm glad such places exist, of course. I just... Don't take me bringing it up as anything bad. I just remembered you talking about it, and honestly, most of the lessons on geography I had, as a young adult, I totally ignored because I didn't think I'd be leaving Tano. So I'm sort of building the mental map now.
There's no insult detected either. I mean, I'm also just not very familiar with a lot of the world outside of Fador, and aside from when I traveled around the Expanse.
Okay, Ember, you can share whatever quick-witted insult you have brewing.
I'll be very honest, I don't have anything. This was just a very good and honest conversation. I don't want to ruin it.
Good, good.
I'm gonna
Then,
let us have this.
I would... Letting it be known that geography is my worst skill is by far not going to keep me up at night, so...
No. It's probably right. Maybe.
Well,
Who knows?
That makes both of you, because Ember can't read maps either, so...
No, he can't.
I can read, just not...
Well, I can read too, I just can't read maps.
They're confusing. And then I forget where everything is. You'd think they'd color code it, or like they'd make it all into squares, or like nice shapes.
They keep saying like it's up north, and like what's north? Which direction is north? And they never tell me. It's
Yeah,
very
like,
confusing.
what asshole put a river here? It's like clearly ruining the shape.
How did
Yeah.
either of you get to Shirok?
Luck.
Luck.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that either of you made it this far, as it's very concerning.
There were signs leading to Shirok. I can read signs.
Well, I had the strong-willed influence of a parent that didn't want me anymore, so I didn't think too hard on it.
That's way worse than anything I could have said. Good job.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I know it's the truth. Doesn't mean you have to say it.
Right. You guys keep on trundling down. You
Can
left...
I do something?
Yeah, please do.
On the travel?
Fill up our
I
time.
think on the travel, I think Ember gonna start doing something, and he's gonna slowly tell other people. But I think they first see Ember, he started writing stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna start creating. He's gonna start writing down the adventures, but his way.
Oh, finally.
I think just left on the table randomly is just what appears to be like the title of like a book, just like scribbled on a piece of paper. The Humbled Hero: The True Story by E. Delight.
All
Of
right.
that.
He's gonna. No, go ahead.
Can Doric try and catch a glance? Did he spell his name right?
Doric's name?
Yes.
Oh, it's Derek. It's definitely Derek.
Can I see it? What about my whole name?
I think at the Ember actually, I think he's gonna start with Doric. He comes up to Doric one of the days there on the trip with a little note. So, Doric, I've decided that I think it's time that we need to write some of the stuff down we do. I don't mean the way that, Ember sometimes does, notes and stuff. I think a story needs to be told. And I've decided I will tell the story of us. So I need some, what they call background on you. We need to flesh out your character.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
We had that whole conversation here a little ago about where you grew up. That's good. Any good events in your childhood that's gonna make like a good part of your, like, good novel thing? Like a little bit of spicy event. You can write down.
What kind of book is this?
Not that kind of spicy. Well, probably not that kind of spicy. Not that. I mean like the exciting kind of spicy. It's not gonna be an R-rated. I'm not gonna write that. It's not gonna have sex scenes probably. Calm down.
I mean, I learned both, sorry, I'm trying to get my words. Jesus Christ. I mean, I was taught both ways of artificy to invent and create, as well as the ways of druidism.
Okay.
On top of that, I created a unique energy source using magic and unique materials only found in Fador to well, what I did with it was create Dearest, but the rest was kind of rough.
And how old were you?
Hang on. What the? Little girl, stop that! Let's see, I was about
You were 42.
early 40s?
You were 42. No, when you built Dearest?
When I built Dearest.
Late 40s.
So I created the core in my early 40s.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, I'm gonna age you down in the book. It's more impressive if you're younger.
What do you mean? I am young.
Yeah, but like if you were a teenager or something, it's way more impressive. I'm gonna make you a teenager while you did it.
That 40 is a young adult for gnomes. Do you know how we age?
You're gonna give him a big
Yes,
life
but I'm not
crisis.
making a book solely for gnomes.
Well, now
It's a
I'm
very small
concerned.
audience. What? You're not
I'm
here. This is a
very-
private
I'm-
interview. Get out.
Okay,
This is a
okay.
private interview. Get
My
out the
bad,
room.
my bad.
You're afterwards.
But aside from creating that, I mean, I got married.
Okay. What is your husband's name?
His name is Ayander. Aya for
And
short.
How do you spell that?
Aiy.
Why?
Andur.
I think you can see because he has like a notepad kind of angled towards you. He misspelled it.
Honestly,
Hey,
Dork's like brow twitches, but he's honestly just expecting it now.
And how was your wedding?
It was nice. Probably the happiest day of my life. I
I
mean,
guess I'll make something up. It's fine.
do you know how? I mean, the entire town attended. My entire family. I mean,
That's good. That's good stuff.
have you seen how large gnomish families get?
I mean, my main interaction with gnomes was Gerlinda, who kind of killed me. So
Okay, well, she was a halfling.
Was she not even-
Ember.
Oh God, I'm racist.
Ember.
I'm not
By
saying
the
all.
spirits, that is bad.
God, as any successful author, my old tweets are coming back to haunt me. Fuck. That
And you're
looks-
and you're writing a book?
Yeah. I'm a flawed character.
He was going to take a large breath. Oh boy. Good luck with that.
Slight racism. Okay. I mean, I guess I also find out more about you and your husband when we swing by, so I'm not gonna dig too deep into it right now.
Dork will look very perturbed at that, and like, yeah, I when we stopped by.
Oh, there's a story here. What's up? What's the thing? What's going on?
Ember, do you remember where my husband is?
You've told me, but I've had a long week.
I will give you that, and as well as the fact that you and I are friends.
Yeah, yes.
My husband has been missing for about almost 10 years now. After he was either taken and kidnapped by the Daybreak Society, or even worse, something that I don't even want to speak aloud. He's not in Gearvine.
He's alive there somewhere. I mean, if we can survive all the bullshit, he can survive all the bullshit, you know?
I mean, I'm hoping, but that's part of the reason why we're going to Myraine. Those
Well,
strange damned goblins told me that there's a possibility, and even if they weren't telling the truth, that's all I have.
I'm definitely adding them to the book. They're great. Yes. You know.
Should have.
Listen, this book is gonna have a happy ending. We know that. It's gonna be a happy, cheerful ending. We're gonna make sure of that. Alright?
I'll hold you to that.
You still okay. I think that's all, and for now at least. So, I promise your chapters will be very respectful and I'll get the race right. Promise that.
If you don't, you know what? I'm going to have my mother talk to you.
What? Okay. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know.
If you think I'm bloodthirsty, good luck with her.
Oh. Okay. I just make a note in my notepad. Interview the mom. Thank you.
Ember's becoming like a private eye.
Okay, Ember leaves and then he actually just walks over to Ember's room. Ember's buddy. I'm writing a book about us. Yeah. And I need some personal details.
Okay, before we do
can
this, how are you describing me? I mean, visually or otherwise. This is important to me that you get this correct.
That's what you look like. A kobold. Small, the right colors, the colors you are, stuff like that.
Listen, I know to you I may seem small, but I'm actually above average height for kobolds. I need that to be included.
But Anubis was over 7 feet, so comparatively, you're small.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, it's a descriptive phrase. It's important the audience know when reading it what the height scale is between us. They always know you and Doric are just kind of down there.
Yeah, but it's important they know I'm a tall kobold.
Okay, I'll write you a tall kobold. I promise. Hey, I pull out the notepad. What's your full name?
You don't know my full name?
No, it's for the notepad. I know it, I just want to make sure.
Emerus McKinnon.
I mean, I already know so much about, you have a juicy backstory. That's great. It's gonna be great reading. I kind of feel like the only question is, do you want to add something? What do you want in there? What do you want about yourself?
How old, DM? How old do halflings get?
Halflings age to be about 500, I think.
And then gnomes? I'm trying to think of
About
the
the same.
smaller.
Let me look it up.
I gotta do some quick math right now.
Oh no, halflings live around 250. Gnomes live to be about 500.
Okay. As I have turned 18, I want it to be noted that I am a very dependable and mature part of the party.
Yo, what? Repeat that, please, for the notepad.
Dependable and mature. Do you want me to spell it for you?
No, I got it. And you can
Okay.
see that the pendle immature, they are in air quotes. Dependable and immature.
Listen,
Got it. What? We need humor. Humor's important.
comparably, it could be argued that I am more chronologically mature than most of the party. I would need to do more math.
What does
I'm not good at math.
chronologically mature mean? What are you talking about?
18. That's old for kobolds. I mean, granted, some of us can get over 100, but do you know the average lifespan?
No.
Like 16, okay?
That's for
That
domestic.
still doesn't mean anything.
That's for domestic kobolds. Wild kobolds have a very shortened lifespan.
Listen,
11 days, something.
I just want a pat on the back every once in a while, okay?
And you think I'm gonna give you that? Me?
Not you, but I listen. I want whoever to read this to be like, wow, that's so admirable to stay alive 18 years.
Okay, I mean, I'll explore that angle. I don't know if I'll include it, but I'll explore it, sure.
I guess you could put that I'm skilled in a lot of various things.
Yeah, that's...
That can't be argued.
No, we can't.
I died and came back, but in a cooler way than you. Because I talked to God.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna get included.
Okay.
And, I also make sure every time you touch the seeds and stuff like that, it'll sound cool that you're just kind of grabbing them for funsies. But that
It's-
doesn't look good on you.
An appreciative touch no one can fault me for.
Academic interest, we'll put it that. We'll put that in.
Thank you.
That's good stuff. Do you want Sunny mentioned?
I want to say yes, but I also feel as though we should ask permission first.
I'm not gonna ask everyone I include in my book about if they want to be included in my book. That's a lot of people.
Yes, then. Include Sunny. And then also make it noted that I am winning a not to be explained bet between the two of us.
Huh.
I'll have to explain it.
Do you want the itemized list?
I really do, yes. Both for the book and just me.
Well, I can only give my half, but I assure you it's the winning half.
We'll do some. We'll get our half the list from Sunny later for research.
Okay,
This is good. Okay.
I am an impartial judge, Yonka.
I feel as though any potential exploits I may or may not have will be included, since we pretty much do everything as a group nowadays.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, but I have already promised that this novel will probably stay PG.
That is, I meant the saving the world bit, not the other things, but
Yeah. That part won't be PG. There will be a lot of violence, I think. We can avoid that.
oh, the one other thing. Were you... Emrys is gonna, like, narrow his eyes at Ember. When we were in the Hells, and we were fighting the Chain Devil, do you remember anything about that? Like, near the end? When we were leaving?
What character? I think there was a spill over it, so I couldn't see it.
Ooh,
So I don't know.
There is
I
half
don't
of it
remember.
saw it, half of it didn't see it. I don't know who saw it.
No, I
and who
think
didn't
I
see it.
specifically didn't see it because I for sure would have like done stuff about it. I for sure would have like bullied you
Okay.
for it.
I can double
I
check
think
that for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
I think you're
know. I
right.
don't think so. But
I think Lawrence was one of the people that did
I
see
think
it.
Lawrence and Doric saw it. Or no, Lawrence and Hate.
yeah.
Hang on, sorry, can you repeat that? What?
Did Doric see when Emrys kissed the chain devil?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so it was so Lawrence and Doric that saw it. Ember, I must confess something to you, and by confess I mean brag.
Is,
You-
is this a notepad up or notepad down thing? Should I record this?
You can record it. Do you remember the chain devil?
Okay. Yes.
You remember how we went through the portal last?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember how when we communicated with the chain devil, it was actually me secretly communicating to it?
Can I hear this?
Kinda. I mean, I think we're
I'm
next
not
door.
trying to be quiet. I feel like we're in the doorway of his room.
Yeah.
Part of the agreement was also that I would be able to kiss the chain devil in order to check the list off.
And you did?
Yep. Under zone of
Ah.
truth, I would repeat this.
That's amazing. How did it feel? How was lips? Was it like
I don't know, man. It was more like an experience, like the whole thing.
was the chain devil good at kissing?
It wasn't bad.
Okay. Cool. What the hell?
Yeah.
Respect.
I feel like I think Lawrence and Doric saw, but I can't be sure. We haven't really talked about it.
Yeah.
For reference, Dork did see, but he was busy rebuilding Dearest.
Yeah, I think we had other priorities, but you know.
I'm fairly sure Lawrence saw and he cheered for them at the end.
You know how it is, Ember.
I do, yes. Fascinating. That's wonderful. I'm definitely gonna be a lot nicer to you in the book now. That's
Okay, good.
incredible. Okay, I think that's it. Hey, thank you for your time.
Oh,
and I'll be nice. Oh,
yeah, the only last thing is if you could leave my younger sister's name out of the book, that would be fine. You can reference her, but I don't feel. Yeah, I don't need to explain myself, actually. Don't put it in.
oh God. No. Listen, I'm a sarcastic asshole, but I'm not cruel. I'm not gonna drag some poor girl into the mud. She no.
Yeah, let her have her own story.
Yeah. Anyone we kill, that's fair game, though.
I mean, I suppose.
Okay. Thank you for your time. And send me that list of the bet. I want that. That sounds fun.
Gotcha. I'll copy it on a separate sheet.
And then Amber moves over to Lawrence's room. We're gonna do all three. No. So, Lawrence.
Yes.
I don't know if you heard after, I just said it 2 times, but I'm writing a book about an
Ooh.
adventure.
Ooh,
Yes.
very exciting.
Yes. And it's, and it will be edited down and things will be changed because, artistic license and it has to be interesting to read and all that. I don't think anyone wants to listen to, God, what is it? The tens of hours of adventuring we've done.
The the tens of hours?
Multiples of tens of, I don't know, hundreds of hours, something. A lot of hours.
Oh, yes, of course. If you need to take any creative liberties, that's fine by me. But
I mean, I definitely will, but I just, I want to do some research on you. I know where.
ooh, I love it when you do research on me.
I put the notepad down. Not for the notepad, honey. Not that. Not in front of the notepad. I've already promised it's not going to be that kind of book, fortunately. I mean,
That is unfortunate.
there might be an unreleased chapter of it. Who knows? The R-rated
Okay.
version.
Well, if you need anyone to proofread that, I am always available.
But I'm not a great speller.
Oh, yes.
But okay, that's. So I want to do some research on you, non-sexy kind of research. We can do sexy research later. Let's keep it in our pants, currently. But, I mean, compared to, we are technically dating. We're dating, right?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what we're doing. Okay, yes, we're dating, and but I don't feel like I do know that much about you. So let's say this is half me doing research for this book, and half me just, getting to know my boyfriend, I suppose.
That sounds good by me. Well,
Well,
what would you like
said
to
where
learn
grew up.
first?
You said the name of your town where you grew up, the little mixed town, the double town.
Hmm.
What was that like?
Oh, it was, there was a lot of division, to say the least. I mentioned they were two separate villages, although they were only separated by a thin river. One side was humans, the others was orcs. Although by the time I was born, a lot of that division had been sort of quelled. It was actually my father and mother that contributed most heavily to that. It was their marriage and their love and their showing that we could live peacefully and even love each other that helped everyone else kind of join the two villages together into a single community.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I wish my mother got to see it, though. She unfortunately died before there was much improvement.
Anything else you want to talk to the town about? We don't have to get into, dead parents. That's, a whole thing.
Well, there was a traditional food that we ate on the yearly harvest festival. It was delicious. It was this kind of wheat porridge with goat meat inside, and I have some nice memories of that food.
Okay, that sounds bizarre. I'll write that down. That's good. It's good for color.
It was definitely a little bit, with the knowledge of the meals that I've had after leaving, it was what you would say rustic, but to me, it tastes like home.
I mean, I can't judge. I've literally ate a rat once. It happens. I can't judge goat porridge. Okay. Any other incidents, just stuff in your early days? I kind of want to flesh out your character a little bit. Make you pop.
Alright, there isn't too much of my hometown. To be honest, I wasn't really very friendly growing up. I can tell you more about my adolescence when I joined the
Please do.
military.
Go ahead.
Well, I was very angry at the world. Very angry at my father for not being as angry at the world as I thought he should be. So I joined the military, tried to prove myself, show the world I was a man, you know? And it was there that I already knew that people could be cruel, obviously. There was certainly cruelty inside Tesha and Cragfall. But the military, it showed me that people were cruel on a mass scale. And that people are willing to be cruel if someone tells them to. If they think that it'll make them a man. And I fell into that. I did horrible, horrible things. I killed countless people. At least too many for me to count. Most of them were gnolls, as you've heard. And after one horrible, horrible, bloody battle, I said enough was enough, and I didn't go back to camp that day, that night. I walked back home. And that was when I learned that my father had died. And that set me on the path that I am on now. I went to Crobin, met up with the other adventurers, with Garrett, and took care of Garrett for a little bit in his final days. And following that, I went to She-Rock, where I met you. And everyone else.
Yeah. Okay, well. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you for
You don't
sharing.
have to include all of it, but it might help you understand my background a little bit.
Yeah, it's also for your sake. What do you want included? You know.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm already having a bit of a race issue, so I might soften the Noel part. And
I
accidentally did a gnome halfling thing earlier today, so I'm kind of in trouble.
I would prefer if you didn't cut out the war and the gnolls.
Oh,
It's
okay.
kind of it's horrible. I'm not proud of it, but it's a big motivation for me, to be honest.
Okay, well,
To
sure.
try to right the wrongs of my past.
Well, it's your trauma. You're just like, hey, I guess a lighter note. Is there anything, we've done in our adventures that you want included in the book?
I think the time I almost died drowning. Sorry, that's another really heavy thing.
I said on a lighter note.
uh,
I specifically said a lighter note.
Maybe... Maybe you could write in there how freaked out I was by the concept of an elevator back in Snowtooth.
It's good. Oh yeah, Snowtooth, that's gonna be a good chapter. That place was weird.
Oh, I can't wait. Yes, that place was very odd.
Yeah. Okay.
And we will encounter many more oddities, I'm sure.
I know it's too much to ask for, but I just really hope the next... It just could be normal. I don't know. I don't know what normal means, but maybe we just don't meet anybody for the next, 2 weeks. Just completely deserted.
That would
might also
certainly
be-
be nice.
It might also be terrifying if we just don't see anybody, but that's also, just, don't get bothered, I guess. Too much to ask for. Okay, yes, that's good. And, I think that I have what I need from you for now, but this is not about the book, and I think Emma reaches out his hand and takes Lawrence's hand in his. We haven't really had time but to do like a check-in, but how are you after everything that's happened in the last few weeks?
I'm okay. I'm scared to make it to Myraine and to take on the fucking harbingers. But there's no other people that I'd rather be doing it with.
Oh, I tend to agree. And, you know, don't tell the others, but I have come to care for the whole group in my own way.
I won't tell them, but I think it's obvious. I think they know.
What do you mean it's obvious? Oh, really? It is?
I think so. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think
I work. Nope. What?
I think if we're going to be traveling together and we're going to be covering each other's backs, it's only natural that we grow a fondness for each other, that we learn to care for each other, and I'd much rather care for my allies than not.
I suppose, And at least had a touching moment with Doric, and I don't think. And Emrys, we shared something special too, I guess.
Well, that's lovely.
Yeah, I've gotten new respect for Emrys. Fun guy, fun little guy.
I feel like he's got a little bit more respect for you too. That's what I've seen.
Good. Yeah. I mean, we're not as mean to each other anymore. I think that's a good sign. We used to really hate each other like a month ago, I feel.
Yeah. Now it's sort of turned into more of a playful sibling rivalry.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like 2.5 months ago.
Yeah, see, plenty of time. Yes, it's our little pseudo family we have here.
Aye. A little crazy what
Yeah,
almost
a
dying
little crazy.
together does to you.
Yes, have we all died at this point? I have.
I don't think I've died.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you and Doric need to die. Just once.
I'd prefer if we keep that to a minimum. Especially seeing as how if someone does die, I'm kind of a first person to get them to not be dead again.
Well, that's true, but dying's not that bad. Well, I kind of just.
I don't know. When you died, you didn't
off.
seem to be doing so okay.
Yeah, I still don't think I've processed that fully, but
Very fair.
I've got a new eye and everything is fine, and it only hurts when I'm asleep. Yeah.
Well,
It's what? I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right.
Listen, after we save the world from the harbingers and all that shit, then I can get therapy, okay? We'll all get therapy.
And we can
After
have even more sex than we do now.
Yes, absolutely. It's not like we don't have a lot right now. I don't feel like the saving the world has impeded our sex life in any way.
Well, it's definitely impeded it, but it's not as much as I would like.
You want okay? Well, I think well, if you want more, I don't know how do we fit that in. Not in that way. Not in that way. It's not that.
I'd assume that Doric has probably built some sound insulation in the walls in the cabin just for like privacy reasons, but like
he's nosy enough.
Okay.
We only have that many hours in the day. I'm just saying.
Well, someone I guess needs to start learning chronomancy.
The two fucking probably.
Look, I'll say if it's like at night or something and people are trying to sleep, then Lawrence will cast silence. But
That's crazy.
come on, it's inefficient to do that every time.
Yeah. Sometimes
not-
It's
you guys
literally just a
step out.
single spell slot.
That's not reasonable.
can
Yeah, but
step
also like part of the
How
fun
many
is
co-
the
we don't have-
sound.
Yeah.
Oh my
You can just,
god.
step out the wagon or go to the front of the wagon. It's fine.
Insane.
us
This
for
isn't
the
even
same.
your. This is Doric's place.
Then throw us out.
Emrys clutching his head.
Bitch.
I'm back in
Oh,
the academy
this is my
dorms.
house. This is under my roof
Back
card.
in the dorms.
Hey, can we take a break for like I gotta go to the bathroom for like 20 minutes.
Hey, that's cool, guys. We are in the middle of nowhere. Can you like the fuck outside the cabin? That would be cool.
It
In
is
the
still
bushes or
it is
something?
still winter.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm a
That is
fire
not the-
Nazi. I don't
And
take
even if
That
it
is-
wasn't, what about the bugs?
That is not the problem of me, non-sex haver in the cabin.
Okay, Ember and Lawrence can hop off the carriage and then catch up afterwards.
Oh,
They're
We're
allowed
gonna
to
keep
come
rolling.
back.
We're gonna keep rolling.
um,
We're gonna keep rolling.
who is keeping watch right now?
Me, because Emrys heard a little bit of it through the wall, and now he's like very quickly leaving the vicinity.
Give me a perception check, please.
I would love to.
And yeah,
Is it bright outside?
it is actually the cloud or the snowstorm has passed. Or you're going into kind of late afternoon. So yeah, at disadvantage, please.
That's still a 23.
23. All right. Looks like the path ahead is clear. You haven't seen many people traveling the path, and you don't see anything like around you that is cause for concern.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna just chill here with Reach, unless Reach is off doing Reach things.
Yeah. You're in command of Reach. She can do
I know, I
whatever you
don't-
want her to do.
I don't remember if I sent her off to send a letter or
You
not.
did-
I don't
you
think
s-
I did.
You sent her off to send flowers to Voyage, and she came back rather promptly.
Okay.
Also, I will ask, what is the traveling order? Because I know you have Shrimp Po' Boy and Donkey Delight pulling the wagon, and then Clementine is Emrys's personal donkey.
She's probably walking next to it.
Walking next to it? Okay. If the trail gets narrow, would you go in front or back?
If it gets narrow, I'll ride her and go up front.
Alrighty. Alrighty. So, night comes, and you guys need to pull off and let the horses rest for a bit, feed them and whatnot. You find a clearing that looks like someone has camped in there previously. There's a stone pit, or stone circle pit that has some lightly snowed over ashes and coals. Does anyone have any plans for the night other than just sleeping?
There is something I'm interested in, but it doesn't particularly have to be during these travels.
Sure.
I would like to try to like pray, meditate, try to commune with the god of the grave, or the entity that I understood to be the god of the grave and now understand to be one of the cores.
Interesting. Okay. Give me a spirituality check.
I'm gonna give myself guidance on that. Oh fuck, that was not good. Guidance 15.
15. Your pendant remains cold.
Can I attempt a cleric feature that may help with this?
Can certainly try. I know
I have
exactly
a-
what this is.
Yes, you do. I can call on my deity. This doesn't really count as my deity, but I also am a grave domain cleric. To intervene on behalf when your need is great. Imploring your deity's aid requires you to use your action, describe the assistance you seek, roll percentile. Okay.
Okay. Give
Equal
me 1 second. I need to review the rules.
It's definitely not intended for this purpose.
Right.
I think it's meant to be used like in combat, and it's supposed to have a low chance of success.
It is. Let's see. Describe what assistance you want first before rolling.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. Of what?
Knowledge of knowledge that the core has or remembers.
Okay. I will say, since this is... Now, feel free to disagree with me on this, but since this is not critical, and it does say when your need is great in the rules, I'll say you have disadvantage on the roll.
That makes sense to me.
Okay, so the roll is going to be a D100 with, you need to roll equal to or lower than your cleric level. So you're going to roll the D100 twice and take the higher of the two.
Gotcha. That first one was already a miss.
Ah.
I'm going to roll the second one just to see if it would have been even more of a miss. It would have been. 25 and 55.
Yeah.
And I needed an 11.
You get nothing.
Lawrence goes to sleep then.
Lawrence goes to sleep. Alrighty then. Anyone else doing anything? No? Alrighty.
No, I don't think so.
Then the next morning comes. We are on day 2 of traveling, so Doric, you're still working on the little tinkering thing. You guys get breakfast, feed the horses again, saddle them up, and continue on your travels. Anything that you guys want to do today? Or just travel?
There is also that second thing that I wanted to do. You probably know what I'm talking about.
Sure. Yeah, go for it. What do you? How do we want to go about doing that?
Is Doric still working on crafting at this point?
Yeah, but you can talk to him still.
Okay. Lawrence will go into Doric's workshop, where I assume he is. And he's gonna knock and go, "Hey, Doric, could I ask for your help and advice on something for a little bit today? It's related to my lycanthropy."
Aye, of course. What is it that you need?
Well, to be honest, and I'm sorry if I phrase this badly. I mean no harm, mean no offense, but I feel like every time I am reminded of my lycanthropy, it always feels like a curse. And I don't want it to be that way. I know people can control this stuff. And I want to see if I can try maybe practicing a little bit today. Seeing if I can, in like a low stress environment, see if I can get a little bit more used to my lycanthropy. And I'm wondering if you could help me with that.
I mean, sure, what did you have in mind?
Well, I've noticed that since I've been inflicted with it, especially in my hybrid form, although consciousness is weird in that form, but my sense of smell and hearing seem enhanced. And that makes me think that maybe I can use this form for something like tracking, if needed. Or maybe I can move faster with it, something.
That's definitely a possibility. I mean, I've definitely met a few people that, use their enhanced senses to their advantage. It just takes time, not to sound like some sort of broken machine, but I mean, it hasn't been too long since you became a were-hyena. Some of this stuff does take years to get a grasp on, and you've managed to do it pretty quickly, admittedly.
Thank you. I'd rather have been under less stressful circumstances, but we've turned out okay thus far. I'm just hoping to minimize the risk for harm that I can cause by transforming. And if I can get a little practice in, I think that might help. Especially learning to transform willingly instead of when the moon or when my unconscious brain decides it's time to.
Perhaps your other half might even be a bit... I've never been the best at explaining these things, but perhaps your other half might even be a bit pleased or happy to know that you're not pushing it away. And I do think it might be a better idea without some sort of pressure looming over you.
Thank you. Well then.
And I
It
actually...
seems like...
What if that little music box I made for Lawrence, perhaps that might help ease him into it?
The music box?
Yeah, a little music player that I made for Lawrence. Last time when we all like chilled out around him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember the cat. I don't remember the music box. Okay, yeah. If you say so.
It was using
I
my
vaguely remember it.
it was made using my gnome artificer
Yeah, sure.
racial thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you gonna attempt this now?
If it works for Doric, then yes, I think so.
Inside or outside? Inside
Probably.
might be homey, but outside might have some stimuli.
I think... Can I, have I been outside today? Is the temperature somewhat comfortable? Is it, like, windy?
Sure, I'll give you the weather. It is about 40 degrees out with a gentle breeze. Mostly cloudy.
Okay. To be honest, I feel like I would be a little worried tearing things up in here. And I feel like a little bit of extra stimuli might help me learn a little bit faster. If you think it's okay to start outside, then I think I prefer that.
We can do that. I need an excuse to actually get some fresh air as well.
Aye then, let's go.
I'll
You
grab
guys-
my coat.
Yeah, you guys
My
hop out
cloak.
the carriage. Probably just, during a lunch break or so where you can give the horses an hour or so to rest and find a clear patch of area.
I also do make this known to Ember and Emerus, and they're free to stay behind. They're free to join whenever they want.
Emerus is gonna sit on, unless you guys are moving really far away from the.
No, I think probably pretty close.
Yeah, Emerus is just gonna sit on the roof and watch.
Yeah, Imba joins Emrys. He's writing down in his notepad. He's writing his book.
Alrighty. Then
Dork
in that-
will also make sure to bring his hammer. Well, I guess he does have his magic items, like his cloak.
All right then. Are we ready?
Like I said, just take it your time.
I think Lawrence is gonna just like sit down on the ground for a little bit and try to like focus on his breathing before he starts with anything.
Okay. What's no, I have that. I have the answer for myself. +5. Okay. Alrighty. When you are ready, go ahead and roll me a d6.
Okay. 2.
2. Nothing happens.
Like nothing, no feeling whatsoever.
You're trying. So explain to me how you're trying to induce this transformation. What is Lawrence feeling? What is he doing?
He's trying to sort of remember and replicate the feelings that he had felt last time he remembered, like subconsciously initializing that transformation.
Last time it happened, I believe, was it during your Necrodome fight?
I think so.
It didn't happen during Carceri.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And it almost happened during Arcturus.
I think it
Did,
almost happened in a Carceri.
Okay, maybe it did.
He did
Yeah,
get
I
the
think it
sniffles.
almost
Happened.
happened.
It definitely happened in the Necrodome because I remember
Yeah.
he
And that was
apologized.
right before Carceri, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been
Yeah,
a hot
probably.
second. You try to feel those same emotions, anger and rage and fear. They just don't feel natural to you right now. Like you're like, I'm just making. You're basically thinking to yourself, I'm just making myself feel anger instead of actually feeling it. That's kind of how you're feeling right now. And it doesn't seem to be working.
Could I recall if there was any other emotions in there besides anger? Like, I know anger would be the prominent one, and it would just feel like overwhelming, but could I remember any other emotions or feelings?
Adrenaline. This feralness. Self-preservation. Give me an insight check.
Okay. Fuck yes. 28.
Yeah. So, self-preservation, this cornered animal kind of feeling. And just, pure... there's also like a twinge of excitement, too.
Could I try to lean into that kind of... Not so much the anger, but more of like the energy, the drive forward, the excitement, and try to channel it into what I'm like hearing and smelling in the nature around me, like hearing the wind in the trees, hearing any sounds of animals, smelling any smells, and trying to focus as hard as I can on that.
What is Lawrence doing physically?
I was imagining just sitting there, but now that you mention it, he would probably try to
You can stay sitting
do
if you
some
want.
kind of thing with his body. No, like now that he's trying to energize himself. I'm wondering if maybe doing something with his body might help with that.
Okay. Give me a d6.
4.
As you lean into this kind of feral excitement and you feel just enveloped by nature, you turn away from the carriage to just kind of block out any form of civilization. And on a hilltop, just maybe 400, 500 feet away, you see a deer. And something in your brain snaps. Maybe it's you haven't had breakfast today. Maybe it's the inner hyena. Doric, you watch as Lawrence just completely gets surrounded by this dark smoke that pours out from his skin, and you hear this low guttural growl, bones cracking, skin tearing, and then bounding through the forest towards this deer is Lawrence the were-hyena.
Torque will just yell after him, "Remember to have fun!"
As I'm running to the hyena, can I...
The deer, yes.
Oh, sorry. As I'm running to the deer, can I try as hard as I can, now that I know I'm transformed, try as hard as I can to kind of like zoom back into myself and try to grasp like the more Lawrence-y part of me?
Are you trying to shift back into Lawrence, or are you just trying to maintain control?
Trying to maintain control.
Right, okay. Give me a charisma saving throw.
Okay, gotcha. Oh god, 3.
No. That ain't happening. You have unleashed the beast, and at this point you are right onto the deer. Give me... Give me an attack roll with your bite.
Okay.
You have proficiency in this attack.
Yes, that's 1d6, right?
No, just
I'm using only strength.
Just the attack roll. So a d20 plus proficiency plus strength.
Okay. That is 9 plus 5 plus 2, so 16.
16. Should have had the AC for a deer. I have a feeling that beats the AC of a deer.
Probably.
It has begun to run away. You notice that it is slightly injured, and you are filled with this supernatural ferocity that makes you fast. And you clamp down on its hind leg, ripping it out of its socket. Roll damage for me.
That is a d6 plus strength, right? Okay. Oh god, of course now I get 6. So that is 8.
8. Yep. The deer falls underneath you. And Dork, from what you can see this far away, it's a mess. That's it.
He'll make a mental note to, like, spray him down before he gets back into the cabin. But yeah, he's like, yeah, I guess. Yeah. A circle of life.
I assume that as Lawrence is presented with this delicious, yummy food, it's going to be very, very difficult for him to try to gain control until there's no more yummy, yummy food.
Absolutely, yeah. So once you're done, give me another charisma saving throw.
Gotcha. 15.
Yep. Once you're done, you regain, or you kind of gain more control over, now that this hyena hunger, this supernatural curse, has been temporarily satiated.
Can I try to maintain my hybrid form?
Yeah, no,
while
you
still
are.
maintaining control?
You are, yeah. That's what
Okay.
that save was, yeah.
All right.
Once you have control, you can willingly drop this form as a, I think we said action or bonus action. Yeah.
How long could I maintain it?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think I'm going to use the rules for wild shape, so let me look those up.
Okay.
At least a couple hours, I'm going to say, but let me... I'm looking. I don't see it. Your equipment... Blah, 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 blah.
Ember, as Embers is like sitting next to you, he just like covers his mouth and looks away.
Ember does not.
You get used to it.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, what? Who said that?
Nature is just like, yeah.
Half your druid level
I know it should be
rounded down.
grossed out by it, but I'm kind of to it. Tell me honestly.
Oh, you're breaking up so much.
Oh god.
We'll say like 6 hours if you wanted. But you're at a heightened risk of losing control if anything stressful happens while you're in this.
All right, makes sense.
Yep. And then with your next, when you get your next level in War Hyena, I think we'll keep it. We'll just say it's unlimited.
All right, yeah. Nice. Could I try to maintain this and staying in this position, try to focus on my senses?
Sure. Yeah.
What do I see? What do I hear? What do I smell?
Give me a perception check at advantage.
Fuck yes, 23.
It's right now what you're mostly smelling is the overwhelming smell of the viscera and offal of the deer. You do not... The woods around you are rather silent. There's the creaking of trees off in the distance. There's the call of crows and jaybirds. And your sight is... I don't think your sight is actually improved all that much, right? So
Yeah, probably not.
and you're also covered in blood, so that's probably not super helpful. You don't really see much that normal Lawrence wouldn't see. But it is a very invigorating experience to have these senses so heightened. It's like...
I think Lawrence is just gonna...
I don't know if...
For...
Do you wear glasses, like in real life?
Yeah.
It's like putting glasses on, kind of, but for your ears and nose.
Like a veil has been lifted.
Yes. Yep.
I think Lawrence is just gonna kind of like stand there, and walk like very slowly around while focusing basically entirely on the sounds and smells that he smells, just for like a few minutes, starting to like try to get used to it and like just like stew in it. It feels good at this point too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can do that. Is anyone else
cool.
doing anything right now?
Looking away.
Dork is just keeping an eye on him, and just making sure that he's doing okay. Probably, he seems to be doing all right from what Dor can see, right?
More or less, yeah. He seems under control. He's just kind of wandering around and looking at nature.
Dork will just be smiling a bit.
After a little bit, I think Lawrence is gonna... Have I seen any other lycanthrope creatures, like, sprint in any ways that are different from, like, regular humanoids?
Yeah, so when you transform, your leg bones rearrange to be, what's the word?
Digitigrade?
Digitigrade, yes. So the running motion is much more efficient. You haven't really seen many lycanthropes run. The closest... I'm thinking Hama was kind of running during the... Oh no, you weren't there. Never mind. Jeez. You haven't really
What about
seen...
Leon?
Leon... I don't think Leon ever ran around
It's
you
very
guys.
possible Lawrence has not seen a lycanthrope try to, like, sprint at full speed before.
Yeah, I mean, it... When you just did it, it came naturally to you. You didn't have to really think about, you know, the different muscles and bones and joints, and you ran in a sort of bipedal, quadrupedal jaunt. Like, you shifted between the two as it suited you.
All right. Question. Can I smell the party or, like,
Oh, yeah.
the carriage
Oh,
from
yeah.
here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You have
Alright.
to... You can navigate around to where the wind is best. If you're upwind of it, then no, you can't. But if you're any, like, angle of downwind of it, yeah, it's very easy to smell it.
All right. Lawrence is going to pick a direction that is downwind from the carriage,
Okay.
so that he will be able to smell his way back, but he's going to try to, like, sprint as fucking fast as he can for, like, a good, like, 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Okay. I don't think we actually changed your speed in the
Would that take
lycanthrope.
me out of, like, range of the smell, even if it's downwind?
No.
Okay, cool.
I don't think we actually changed your speed in your lycanthrope form. I think what we will do is maybe just give you an additional, the ability to bonus action dash.
Yeah,
Which
that
would
makes sense.
which would double your speed again. So,
So then he's going to be dashing as a bonus action and an action.
right, yeah. So you're going to be moving pretty damn fast. Give me a Constitution. Give me an athletics check, but with Constitution.
Okay. Let me check. So I'm just going to roll athletics and give it 1 extra.
All right.
Oh, God. That's a 10.
You can run full throttle for about 45 seconds before you get winded, and you can't really keep up that sprint much longer.
He's going to try to keep on sprinting as fast as he can
Okay.
for that full 2 minutes.
For the full 2 minutes. Okay. All right. You're going to take 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
And give me another athletics with Constitution.
$23.
All right. Whatever was holding you back that first time, you push past it, slightly injuring your body. You know you're going to be sore in the morning after this. But you start to slip out of control.
What I notice, he's like he's definitely trying to maintain control and trying to keep a close eye on if he is losing control.
You're starting, yeah, you're feeling your brain go fuzzy, the instincts take over. So you can either stop running or you can continue and risk That.
Lawrence will gradually pull to a stop
Okay. You
and
are.
sort of take a moment, breathe, try to recollect himself, and then he's going to start heading back to the carriage.
Yep. You are out of breath, completely alone in the woods, and you have 1 point of exhaustion. And you make your way back to the carriage. Give me a survival check at advantage.
Modified 20.
Okay. Modified 20 minus 2 from the
Oh, true. Yeah.
from the exhaustion. But that's still plenty enough. You do track the carriage back. It takes you 10 minutes or so, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not really sprinting. He's just like a
Oh, yeah.
slow jog.
Yep. All right. You're back to the carriage. Congratulations on your little experiment.
Yippee! And he's going to try to go back into regular half-orc form.
No trouble there. As you approach right up to the carriage, you just fall down, exhausted, and as you hit the ground, it's just Lawrence is back.
Oh, that was excellent.
Well, did you have fun?
Very much so. Whew. Whew. Gods, that is nice when there's not somebody trying to kill me and actually capable of it.
Sometimes you just need to, I guess, from what I've been told, and from what I've understood, you kind of just need to compromise with your other half. Be a beast for a while, so things don't build up.
Aye. I think that's good advice.
So do you want a brushie now?
He's back in this Lawrence form.
I think I can take care of myself, but thank you for the offer.
And if anyone is to brush him, that's me. Thank you very much. Back off.
Yeah. Goodness.
Definitely, you clean yourself off before you get into the carriage, though.
Yeah. Any of you know prestidigitation?
I can replicate it.
Yes, I do. I know it.
Lawrence will
I
walk
spam
up
it.
to Ember.
Hell. I just spam prestidigitation and clean him.
Yep. I don't know how big
it's
of
like,
a...
what is it? 1 cubic foot at a time, so I guess that's a lot of the person.
Yeah, it's like you probably have to cast it like 10 times or so.
Mm-hmm.
And Lawrence is clean once again.
All right. Well, that was nice. Thank you all for indulging me. I think I might
If you
try
have-
this maybe one more time before we get back to civilization.
If you ever need to go hunting again to satiate yourself, just let me know.
Right? Thank you.
Anyone else want to do anything today?
Are there like rivers on our way that aren't like massive?
Yeah, you are actually coming up and starting to parallel a large river. It's probably about 30 to 50 feet across.
Can I look for mollusks?
Yeah, they would be freshwater, so I think mollusks is right. Yeah, give
Yeah, I
me.
was gonna say oysters, but I can't imagine freshwater oysters.
Yeah, I think our They're mussels. Wait, did you say mollusks or mussels? I can't remember.
I said mollusks, but mussels is the
It
is the right
mussels.
word. You're right.
Yeah. Give me a survival or investigation check.
I'm gonna do investigation.
Mm-hmm. Or sorry, nature, not investigation.
Ugh. He took my 22 to a 13.
Luckily, with a 13, you do find the shell of a mussel. There is no mussel inside of it, though.
Oh well, I'll collect the shells I can find.
Yeah. You collect. We'll say you collect a pair of connected shells and then half of one. So
Where would you, for reference, what would you call this river?
This is the Blackstone River.
Ooh, okay. Okay. That is all from me, unless I find something cool in the water.
Alrighty. Anything else? No? Then night comes, you guys take a rest, and your third day starts. During this day, Doric, you finish up the arcane parts of the glyph lock mechanism that you're working on. You're relatively certain that it's enough to fire one of your cartridges, and you've been testing this out in your workshop just without any projectile in the case. And you guys wake up, everyone else wakes up in the carriage to the smell of just like burning gunpowder, and it's not super pleasant.
Mmm.
But let's see. Who's keeping watch after breakfast?
I can do that. I can be doing that. Sure.
Alrighty. Give me a perception check.
Ooh. That's not bad. 22.
22. As you scan the area ahead of you, you don't see anything on the trail, and then as you're kind of turning back around out of the corner of your left eye, you see something dart underneath the carriage, just like a tiny little shadow or something.
Under our carriage?
Under your carriage, yes.
Okay, I stop immediately.
All right, the carriage creaks to a halt.
And I just turn back and go, guys, I think there's a something under the carriage. There's a Googa or something under there.
Oh, wow.
Googa.
The Googa, yes. It's a very official term.
Me,
Thing.
Mr. High
A thing, I don't-
Investigation, am gonna rush
I
out
saw
and be nosy.
Yeah.
Just in
Alright.
case, Dork is gonna get his gun.
Very well.
Yeah, Lawrence is also gonna get his ass out there.
Right. What are you guys doing?
Dork is
looking
gonna
under.
and Dork is gonna stay like in the doorway.
Emrys, give me a perception check.
Ooh, that's a good roll. Wait, is it bright outside?
It is not. It is cloudy.
Ooh, 29.
There is nothing under the wagon except for your supplies.
Wow. Okay, Ember, you got me excited for nothing.
There was a shadow there. I'm gonna cast See Invisibility with my eye.
Absolutely. Nothing. You just kind of look around,
I
peer everywhere. You don't see anything invisible.
swear there was a shadow or something under the carriage.
How much space is under the carriage?
You're looking at, like, height-wise,
Yeah.
you're looking at about maybe like 2 feet. Enough for someone to squeeze under, but like underneath your carriage is also strapped with like canvas sacks full of like your horse feed and whatnot. So that kind of lowers it down a bit to the ground.
Okay, I'm gonna say, are the horses still, are the mounts, is it still moving?
No, the carriage has come to a halt.
Okay, I'm gonna say fuck it and crawl under and see if I can find anything weird,
Oh,
like
God.
anything missing or.
Sure.
Scream if you find anything.
Lawrence will tap your shoulder and give you guidance before you go in.
All right.
Thank you.
Give me another perception check.
Not investigation?
Yeah, sorry, investigation, you're right.
Okay.
Because you're actually looking for clues.
This is not. Actually, no, that's fine. 18.
18. No, nothing. Everything looks exactly as how you packed it.
You added 1d4?
Oh, I didn't. Thank you for reminding me.
A 20 might be enough.
21.
Everything looks exactly like how you packed it, and you're fairly sure of this.
Damn. I gotta wash these clothes for nothing. Emrys is gonna crawl out from under it.
I wish you can
I
see
swear
what
there
horses
was
and
something.
donkeys are doing.
What was that? Lawrence?
Can I check and see how the horses and donkeys are doing? Like,
Yeah.
are they reacting?
No, they are kind of chilling. A little miffed at the sudden stop, but no, they're fine.
I'm not
Could it
expecting
have-
anything. Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
I have a
Um,
thought.
I'm not expecting anything, but I'm gonna eyes the grave so I can sense any undead within 60 feet.
Sure. You open up your third eye and peer around. No, you don't get any undead reading.
Okay.
I'm going to. Emrys is gonna go to Reach, who I assume is just like kind of chilling, and you speak with animals and just like ask her if she saw anything go into the carriage.
No. I didn't
Doric
see
is in the
anything.
doorways.
Oh well, must be nothing. And then he'll pat her head and then go
Must
back
have
in the
been
cart.
the wind.
Must have been.
Could it have been the shadow of a bird passing overhead?
It was under the carriage.
How'd you look under the carriage though? Like, were you like leaning under the?
I mean, I can still see behind me.
I guess.
You sure you saw something?
Yes, I'm sure I saw a shadow move under the wagon.
Okay.
Lawrence is going to. Sorry, was there something you were going to say?
No. You go.
Okay. Lawrence is going to, using a 4th level spell slot and 25 gold, cast True Seeing.
Damn.
Oh,
Okay.
Sorry, not 4th, 6th level spell slot.
shit. Jesus.
Yeah, okay. You watch as Lawrence's eyes go this brilliant white that just kind of shoot out these rays of light that illuminate the area around you in this, morning dawn. No, you don't see anything, Lawrence.
He makes sure to check every nook and cranny under
Give me a
the
perception check.
carriage.
Well, I guess let us know if you see it again.
This isn't the first time we've seen a shadow thing stalking us.
23.
That's concerning.
Oh, nothing.
This is potentially me just making something up. If I look at the outline of the shadow that the cabin casts, does it accurately match the object casting it? Or is it like
Oh,
odd in any way?
Oh, interesting. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. $24.
Yeah. You trace the outline of, where the sun is, what shape the cabin is, and where you'd expect those to fall, and yeah, everything lines up according to you.
He's fucking with us.
He probably is, but
Yeah. Can
Okay.
Can I also check around us, like around the road, around the forest, everything else?
Sure. Investigation or perception, either one.
18 perception.
Looks...
Oh, and actually, I should also give myself guidance on that. That turns it into a 22.
Everything looks more or less as it should in the forest. You don't see any signs that, someone or something is following you or anything like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
Emrys is gonna go back inside the cart and make some "this is some bullshit" brew. Does anybody want any?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like some.
Cheers.
When we all get killed by a shadow group guy, I'm gonna blame you guys.
Hey, Emrys has already been killed by a shadow guy.
Yeah. What's the second time?
It's very possible you did see something, but it's not here anymore, and I don't think there's any point in continuing to search.
We're in the
That's-
outdoors. There's animals everywhere.
We can always get you glasses at the next stop.
Ooh, I have a
I'm gonna
cousin
let
who's
kill you
great
guys.
at glassworking.
I'm gonna let it kill you. I really am. I don't care anymore.
You'd probably kill those
I'm gonna write
glasses
such
too.
mean things about you in my book. You're gonna be so
Hey!
mean now.
I'm just.
You're gonna be short and young and immature.
Hey, listen. I'm just curious about your sight. You get old, you lose an eyeball from a spoon.
Yeah, and that's a new
Anything
eye
can
in there,
happen.
and I'm not even drunk right now. So it should be perfect.
Okay.
My hand is shaking a little bit, but that should be unrelated.
I'll bring you some carrots. Yeah, that's all I can offer.
Those are for the horses.
And the poor of sight.
Yeah.
All right. Luckily, though, the day continues much without a hitch, and you guys make good progress. Late into the evening, just as you're about to take a break, you come across a stone bridge that crosses the path over the river. Do you wish to continue over the bridge or take a rest before it?
We can continue over, right?
I mean, it's not too late.
Nice.
You're looking at probably like 8 o'clock. You're getting close to, the limit of your horses, but...
And the limit of the session runtime.
Yeah, another hour.
Yeah, I think we're probably good to push past in this night.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
Then in that
I
case,
agree.
you push past for, an hour past the bridge. And at this point, you are now solidly within the Great Forest of Fador. There are just occasional rolling hills and, mountain peaks way off to the east, but you are now skirting the edge of the densest, or the, you are in the edge area of the Fadoran Forest. And as you unhitch your horses and settle in for a night, we will go ahead and take a break.
Yippee!
See you guys in a bit.
See ya.
I will also be right back.
Alrighty. Is everyone back?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Nice and short.
Yes.
So, we will resume in the morning of your 4th day of travel.
My exhaustion is done. Is all.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
done now, right?
You slept off your little escapade. Doric, you begin to work on the mechanical aspect of actually smithing the gun. Give me a dexterity check with, I guess, your smith's tools.
All right. That is a 27.
Oof, nice.
I have a plus 13 to that.
Yeah, so you know exactly how you're going to go about doing this. You get the measurements from Emrys of his, wrist and forearm. and you've already been kind of thinking over how to do it in your head. It won't take you too long. You're looking at probably 2 days of work. You should have all the parts you need. You can mark off, let's see. For a combination of the magic and the actual parts used to build it, we say like 20 gold pieces worth.
Okay.
Yeah. So mark that off.
If you need me to pay you back, you let me know.
Nah, I'm good on money.
Righty. Who is keeping watch right now?
We can say Lawrence is on watch.
Alrighty.
Doric is terrible at perception, so it's best if he does not.
Then in
Lawrence
that
has decent
case-
wisdom, but he isn't proficient in perception, unfortunately.
Mhm. So, Lawrence, give me a perception check, please.
Oh, hell yes. 22. And I can
22.
add guidance. 26.
26. Nice. The road ahead is mostly clear. There's nothing. You're coming up to a shorter, or not a shorter, a skinnier area where the river is like 15 feet off to your right, and then there's the thick forest off to your left, and it looks like there's these cool kind of rock formations that kind of jut out, and the trail curves around to bypass these rocks. And as you kind of come up to these rocks and you're kind of looking at them over, you hear what sounds like a thwip, and a whistle. And can I have you give me a strength saving throw?
What the fuck? Oh no.
Better you than me, bestie.
How's a 9 looking?
9's not looking good, bestie. Okay, so you are going to take a total of 3 piercing damage. And
Damn.
as you have a very high perception, you are going to see that there was an arrow launched from the underbrush of the forest at one of your horses. However, because of your magical cursed shield, the arrow is magically yoinked out of the air and impacts you just above your where your shield and arm go. So it's like jammed into your shoulder. You are also, as the arrow impacts you, vines begin to explode out of the arrow and wrap around you. You are currently restrained.
Can I, as quickly as I can, yell out to the party?
Absolutely. However,
Lawrence will yell out, "There's a ranger attacking us! Out now, right now!"
video unavailable. Oh shit, hold on.
I am raring for battle. I am out there with you, bestie.
And everyone,
Hell
Well,
yeah.
what time of day is it?
it is early morning. Everyone, go ahead and roll initiative and join the owlbear. I don't know,
Nice. I got 20.
Amris, are you going to be on your horse or in the carriage?
I think I've been mostly chilling on the horse.
Alrighty, then you are up ahead.
16.
We have like full long rested, right?
Yes.
Make sure I have everything. Never mind.
Alrighty. So, Emrys, what is your score?
11.
Ember
You
was
have
a 16.
Definitely more dex than me.
Okay,
I
so
have a +5 to initiative, but I rolled a 6.
you all are currently surprised, except for Dearest, who I guess could act if you gave him any commands, but I don't think you did. So, So, as one arrow streaks into Lawrence, you watch as the entirety of this side forest just erupts into various noises of arrows flinging out from the brush into you. Emrys does a... Be at advantage because you are surprised. One arrow misses you, Emrys. 27 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah, so you're going to take a total of 11 piercing damage, and you are also give me a strength saving throw.
Does this count as an ability check?
No, it's a saving throw.
Okay. Hey,
8?
4.
4,
Oh, wait,
even
no.
worse.
No. 5.
5, that's...
No, sorry, I can't do math. Give me 2 seconds. You're freaking me.
Strength saving throw.
7.
7, still fails. So, you are also restrained as this arrow just impacts your armor and bristles with vines that hug you tight. Let's see. That one, that's that one. 2 more arrows are going to fly towards your horses, but Lawrence, you are going to intercept them. So against you, that's going to be a 16. That misses, embeds itself right into your shield, and a 23 to hit. So I think that hits.
That definitely hits.
You're going to take 4 piercing, halved because you have resistance, so 2 piercing damage. You're already restrained.
It's not piercing damage, it's ranged attacks.
Right, yes, so this is a ranged attack. And more arrows are going to fly at the horses. Whoever is this is really going to try and get these horses, but you are lucky that you're there. 18 to hit.
That is just barely a miss.
All right. And 24 to hit.
That is a hit. Has it looked like any of these arrows have been intended to shoot I think that's the donkey that Emrys is on?
She's a
No.
mule.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, mule.
She is mule. No, none of
I didn't
them.
mean to say that's so mean. Sorry.
None of them yet. But you are going to take 4 piercing damage. That was already halved. 9 halved to 4. Next up. Emrys, actually, you're going to get a brief reprieve from arrows, and instead you're going to be subjected to a line of strong wind that blasts out of the woods. Give me a strength saving throw at disadvantage. No, actually, not a disadvantage. Interesting. Just normal. Strength saving throw, please. And also one for your horse. I will do that one.
That's a -1.
All right, so Emrys gets blown off the horse 15 feet this way. It slams into the rock. You take a total of 1 bludgeoning damage, and your horse is also toppled over. So Clementine is prone.
Clementine.
Technically, Clementine's also over here. I should have made them movable tokens. Give me a second.
It's okay, I'll draw her.
Alright, yeah, you can draw a Clementine token. And that is it. So, Emrys, you're up. You are restrained, you are prone.
Okay, what does restrained mean?
It means you cannot move. You have disadvantage on all attack rolls. You automatically fail dex saves. I think that's it.
Could I Misty Step out of restrained?
I think you can. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to find. There it is. D&D quick reference. I think you can. Maybe.
I can read the spell description if you want.
Yes, please.
It says, briefly surrounded by a silvery mist, you teleport up to 30 feet into an unoccupied space you can see.
Let me check. Does
Without throwing myself under the bus, I feel like I would rule it as, are these vines coming from the arrow itself? And then if I teleport, does that make the arrow
That's
disappear?
what I'm thinking about. I'm also looking up to the sage advice. Misty Step allows the caster to slip out of objects and states that would restrain or grapple them. Yeah, you know what? Why not? I mean, you're using a spell slot, a second level spell slot at that. Why not? Yeah. Where do you want to teleport to?
Okay. We can't see these people.
No. Not unless you want to take some time to actually search for them.
Are these rocks like legitimate cover?
Yeah, they're rather tall.
Okay, then I'm gonna just go ahead. Be here. That would be my bonus action.
Correct.
And then for my main action. For my main action, I'll just go ahead and search the tree line.
Okay, Lawrence, you're up next. Emrys, give me a perception check.
Oh my god, I need to get a new dice. Give me a second. 12.
12. You can see...
Wait, does this count as an ability check?
Yes, yeah, it does.
Okay, so if I fail this, I can add something to it. Let me look for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I can add a D4 to it. So let me know if I fail it.
You do.
Okay, so I'm gonna add a D4. Oh, max. So that's 16.
16. Since they've attacked, they are no longer hidden.
Yay!
Actually, no, that's not true. You can't see... I'm trying to think. You could see from this rock face. You can see... Yeah, you can. You can see. A pair here, crouching in the underbrush. And peeking around here, you can see another pair here.
Those
In these
bastards.
trees. And what you see are... They look like furred animals. Bipedal, crouched down, kind of this tan fur with black stripes and a wiry mohawk that runs from the forehead down their spine.
Oh.
They're wearing kind of like leathers and various, furs as armor. And it looks like they're painted in a sort of green war paint with, like, all across their body.
Wait a second.
They wear kind of like veils and hoods, so you can't really get a good look at their face, but that's what you see. Is that your turn?
Can I use a free action to like yell?
Sure, quickly.
I'm gonna just quickly yell at Clementine to like try to spook her to get her to go away.
Clementine doesn't speak common, but
It doesn't matter. I'm loud as hell.
all right. We'll see. Clementine. I mean, on your turn, Clementine scrambles up from the prone condition, and being the wind knocked out of them, and they are going to kind of quickly canter on down into this kind of safe area. It looks like.
Yay! Okay, that's it.
Lawrence, you're up.
Can I try to get out of my restraint?
Sure, give me an action. Give me a... Let me check.
Will this use my action?
I'm checking. Use your action to make a strength check, yes.
Okay. Just strength?
Yes.
Okay. So that is a 6. My strength is 2, so that's 8.
No, you struggle against these, but at the start of your turn, you take 1d6 piercing damage. Meaning... 2.
Alright. So that's my action done. Let me check and see what bonus actions I have. Am I able to move my hands to cast a spell?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon at... I'll use the 6th level slot for this.
Damn, alright. Move it where you want. You do not see anyone, though. It's only Emrys who
Oh, I
sees them.
don't?
Right, yes.
Oh, shit. Okay.
You can only see where I went.
You can see Emrys, yes, but you cannot... Emrys made an action to search, and found some of them.
Okay. I'll place it over... I'll place it kind of down in the forest. Let me
Okay.
get a token for it.
I already got one.
Oh, it's this thing. Okay, cool.
Okay. It's fine. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Doric, you're up.
Okay, I have an idea of who these are.
You are
but
in the carriage.
yeah. Well, as a bonus action, I'm going to tell Dearest to get out there and find them.
Just find them?
Find them and grab them.
Alright.
And then I'm going to...
rush out the back. He's going to take his action to
Stork is-
search.
My turn is not over yet.
I know. I'm just doing it in parallel. Go ahead.
And since I am in the carriage and not seeing these things, I should stick to my plan. So I am going to... as an action, I'm going to pull on one of the strings on my my cloak, and I'm going to cast Blink on myself.
All right. You blink into
And,
the ethereal.
Nope, I do not.
Oh. Oh, you have to roll for it, don't you?
It happens at the end of my turns.
Ah.
And the runes and embroidery on my clothes will start to light up and blink a little bit rhythmically, and I'm going to fly out of the window.
Give me an acrobatics check. Because it is a small window.
That is a 16.
That succeeds. Alright, you can fly out.
And I'm gonna make myself go, like, wait a second. And I'm gonna fly like 15 feet up into the air, using all my movement.
Sounds good. Is that your turn?
Yes, but at the end of my turn, I'm going to roll a d6.
All right.
And that is a 4, so I do vanish. And with like a snapping, you'll see like the embroideries on Doric's clothing like start to blink rapidly, and with a snap sound, he will just like pop out of existence.
Yep, it throws you all back to the sewers of the. It's the same sound the spiders make.
Fury.
All right,
And-
Dearest sound. It looks like Dearest has picked up the trail of one of these and is going to use movement. Let's see, that was 15 feet, 15, 30.
Oh, awesome! And I can see the whole battlefield too.
Uses his action to dash, and that is it. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Ember Delight, you are up.
Hey, do I see Dearest? Is Dearest in the woods?
You are in the carriage. You're gonna have to step out.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay.
You step-
I come out here
All right.
at the. Okay, and do I see Dearest from here?
Yes, you do. It's hard to miss him, but you don't see anything else unless you want to look a little closer.
First of all, I give bardic inspiration to Lawrence.
Alrighty.
Second. Yeah. And then I'm actually just gonna use my movement to walk over to where Dearest is, to join Dearest.
Okay, as you walk over here, are you have you used an action?
No, I have not. I
Okay.
used a bonus action.
All right. What are you gonna do? Anything with your action?
I think I'm gonna walk over there first, and then what I see
All
will
right.
result in my action.
Good call. Since you
Yeah.
are right next to this, you get to see face to face with a creature. This close, you can see that it has this sort of snout, almost hyena-like in nature, and it's got stripes that go down its body. Same thing that Emrys saw: the green war paint and the leather hide clothing. But this looks like a gnoll.
I cast a vicious mockery on it.
Great.
Wisdom saving throw of 16.
You got it. Oh, 19.
Ah.
But
Well, then does nothing.
it does laugh in a weird, unnerving, hyena-like cackle that reverberates, it's like a series of yips in a row.
Hey, question. Would
Answer.
Lawrence recognize that sound?
Ah, he absolutely would.
Oh, fuck.
That is a Gnoll war cry.
At
I
the
know
end
it's-
of my turn.
Ember,
Shit.
is that your turn?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, since you walked right into them, they are going to raise a bone-tipped spear and just start jabbing at you.
Okay.
26 to hit and a 10 to hit.
Yes, no.
Yeah. So you're going to take a total of 11 piercing damage,
Okay.
and the other one is going to make those attacks against Dearest. 2 attacks. 27 and 24 both hit. So the spear is going to do a total of 11 damage to Dearest. More arrows at Lawrence. 21 hits. So you take 8 reduced to 4 piercing damage. And Emrys, you're gonna watch. Let's see. Wind 1 bonus action. All right. These two, both of them are going to put paws down into the ground and pull up violently, and this whirlwind of air is going to surround both of them, and they are going to dash with very fast speed towards you, Emrys. Lunging forward with fangs and spears at you. That's going to be a 24 to hit and natural 1 to 11. So you're going to get chomped down on for 5 damage. And for the spear attack, you're going to have it? Okay.
Well, can I have it after I know the totals?
Yeah, you can only have 1 attack. So you can probably just have the biggest attack. 15? Does a 15 hit?
No.
Okay, nice. 1 spear misses, and the next spear attack just gets you right in the underarm. Like as you're dodging out of the way, they just jab it right down and tug down through your rib cage. Take a total of 6 piercing damage from the spear. So you can have that to 3 if you'd like.
I'm gonna have that to 3. So is that 8 total?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's it. Emrys, you're up.
Yay! I'm being flanked. Okay. Gotta be careful about this. I'm going to... This is precarious. I see Doric rushing in, right? Or like I see Doric's here.
No, you don't see Dork at all.
You saw him
okay.
fly out of the carriage and blink out of existence.
Damn. I'm gonna attack E with my rapier.
You got it.
Let me get a new D20. This one's kind of being... No, I'll use the same one.
Lawrence, you're up next.
Reward my mercy. Okay, that wasn't bad. Does a 23 hit?
Yes, it does.
And then I've got my D8. That's gonna be 9.
Alrighty.
Piercing damage.
Sounds good.
And
Anything
then I'm going to move, but because I attacked E, E can't make an opportunity attack against me as I move out of its range.
else? But F can, right?
No, I'm not leaving F's range.
Oh, okay. All right. You're just going to dash in between the tall legs. These creatures are around 7 feet tall. Dash right between, turn around, and slide to behind F.
And then I'm gonna attack him with my hand crossbow.
8.
Because I have the feet, I don't get disadvantage at it being close.
Yep.
Oh hell yeah. 27.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so that's gonna be 7 piercing damage.
Alrighty. Not too bad.
And then even though I don't have advantage, I can still do sneak attack because of my rakish audacity.
Is that true?
Feature. Yes, I can read it to you.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't realize I had this, otherwise I could have been abusing it way earlier. You You don't need advantage on the attack roll to use your sneak attack against a creature if you are within 5 feet of it. No other creatures are within 5 feet of you, and you don't have disadvantage on the attack roll.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's like a dueling advantage. All right.
Right?
Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead, roll sneak
Could
attack.
you use That's why it took me a minute to be careful with the footwork on how I could move away from one.
No, fancy footwork.
13 extra damage to F.
Not looking too good. It turns around and just snarls at you, flicking spittle down into your face. And then it calls out. It calls out to the rest of its pack in a language that you don't understand. But Lawrence, you do understand.
You're damn right I do.
In bits and pieces, you understand that they're calling out that they got one alone over here. Come get him.
Okay, that's kind of rude.
Is that your turn, Emrys?
I'm thinking, what is the definition of melee?
Not ranged. What context?
If I did this 5 feet point blank crossbow shot, is that a melee attack?
No, that's ranged.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, it's all
Fair,
based off
fair.
of the type of weapon. So it will say, you know, a hand crossbow is a ranged weapon, so all attacks made with it are ranged.
I mean,
Damn, should've-
hypothetically,
Unless
if
you,
like, you bonked someone with the handle,
yes, that
God, no.
that would be a melee attack, but then it would also be improvised, meaning
Yeah.
it does, I think, damage equal to your strength modifier, which I don't think Emrys has it.
I have a negative strength modifier,
Yeah.
which is why I rolled a -1 earlier.
I think it would do. I think it would do minimum of 1 damage, or a maximum of 1 damage, minimum of 1 as well. So, is that your turn, Emrys?
I'm gonna bite the bullet and stay here.
Alrighty, Lawrence, you're up.
Lawrence isn't looking too hot. He is going to. This might sound a little bit crazy, but recognizing that we are currently fighting gnolls and feeling immense guilt for the terrible things he has done to gnolls in his time, he is going to pray as hard as he can, casting Divine Intervention. Specifically,
You cannot cast Divine Intervention again. You can
That
only cast
only-
it. You can only cast it once per week, right?
that only applies if it succeeds. If it doesn't succeed, it's a long rest.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, go for it. I will say
Lawrence
no.
is specifically going to try to pray to the core of order.
Hey. All right. Go ahead. Give me a D100. And also, what specifically
Oh my
are
fucking
you?
god!
What specifically are you? Oh God! What specifically are you trying to do?
Okay, so that's a 4. So it actually succeeds. Lawrence is going to pray to the core of order. Please let these gnolls see reason and back down from this fight. And he is going to yell out in like a piercing scream in Gnollish, or what little Gnollish he knows, which is 2/3 of non-rare words.
Yeah.
Please stop this fighting. We don't have to kill each other. I can convince my allies to back down. Please.
All right. I'm thinking about how I want this to happen. Because I've been thinking about this ability of yours for months and have very little idea of how it will actually work. But actually, I think I do have an idea.
Hey, DM, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Since these gnolls are all visible and stuff, what do they look like?
Doric would have to make a perception check on his turn.
Okay, just checking.
They wear leathers and hides to mask their shape. These armors are dyed with camouflaging patterns, and their skin itself also has paint all over it. So you can't really tell. Also, especially, you are not in the material plane. You can still see the material plane, but it's blurry and grayscale.
Okay. I can still see within 60 feet of myself.
Right, yeah, but it's not clear. You're also up at an angle looking through trees, and it's not your turn. So, Lawrence, what happens is this aura just completely overtakes you. Your voice booms out in a level of charisma that you once had and have kind of given up. And I'll say, because you did this, automatically succeed on your charisma check. And there is a burst of energy from within you that envelops the carriage, and when everyone kind of turns around to look at it, you see this giant kind of spectral outline of a huge version of Hyena Lawrence that just kind of looks down onto this group of gnolls that are attacking you, and it opens its mouth and speaks with a booming voice in Abyssal the words Lawrence spoke. And as you look down, you see Lawrence himself has also been transformed into a Hyena. All of the gnolls turn around and immediately just kind of break contact or break aggression with all of these fighting parties, and right now they are just kind of quizzically looking at you. And it doesn't look like they're fighting currently. Doric, you're up. Sorry,
All right.
Lawrence, did you want to do anything else?
Is it also possible for me to, in common, tell the party, hold your fire?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. I will do that, and I will use my bonus action to get rid of my spiritual weapon.
Very well.
And that'll be my turn.
Doric, you're up.
All right. I'm going to pop back into the existence, and I'm going to say I pop up here, so I can teleport within 10 feet of where I disappeared.
Okay. All right. Are you on the ground or in the air still?
Still in the air. Still 15 feet up.
All right.
These...
Now that they are no longer fighting and they're all kind of still, you can now pretty easily see that these are... Is there anything specific you want to learn about them? I've kind of explained them pretty well, I feel.
I know they're tall.
Yep.
But they're using druidic magic and stuff. Do they have any relation to the Riverpaw clan?
Give me a history check.
Ooh, 24.
24. You know that they are slightly connected with the Riverpaw, but they are not the Riverpaw. These are the Mosshide. You've heard that these are the other clan of Gnoll that are relatively skilled in druidic and ranger magic, but they are much more aggressive than the Riverpaw. But they are also nomadic.
From what I remember, do they have good relations with the Riverpaw?
They do.
Doric will, he will not aim his gun at the gnolls, but he will yell out, "I am an ally of Clan Riverpaw and Matriarch Katir. We are no enemies of yours."
Right. as you speak these words, they come out in common, but they also come out in Abyssal and Gnollish due to Lawrence's just emanation of aura. Somehow, this magic is translating your words.
And as a bonus action, I'll also call Dearest off. Stand down.
Yep. At this point, they have all begun to kind of... They're still standing on guard, but they're no longer attacking. They don't even seem hostile. One of them actually moves away from Ember. Ember, since it's your... Ember, you get an opportunity attack if you so choose.
I'm not gonna take it.
Very well. We will go out of initiative for a second.
Emerson is still pointing his weapons at the ones around
Yeah,
him.
absolutely. F and E are entirely looking at this area over here, and that is not the right music. That is much too calm. So, as one of the gnolls walks forward, you can see they are bigger and burlier than the rest. And as they walk closer, you also realize that they are a woman. She walks over here underneath, or not underneath, but in front of the horses and comes in between Doric, or below you, Doric, and calls up in Gnollish, Abyssal. Gnollish is a dialect of Abyssal, so they are mostly one and the same. She calls up and says,
I am Acrix Leafstain of the Mosshide. How do you know the River Paw?
I am of the Circle of Harmony from Gearvine. I came across them on my travels, and they shared with me their experiences with the war. I am no friend of the Fadoran military. These people I vouch for.
Who is the leader of the River Paw?
It's been a few years since I sought with them, but it was Maitre Courtier.
the one, or the larger gnoll that seems to be in charge, who introduced themselves as Acrix, turns around to the rest of everyone, holds up a paw, and then makes another motioning, beckoning everyone forward. And everyone kind of starts to follow over, leaving everyone alone. And emerging from the brush over here, you see two more emerge.
I will also, like, lower myself to be closer to their head, or their head height.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep.
Why do you travel the Forbidden Road?
Didn't know it was forbidden. We seek Myraine.
Your kind doesn't. What business do you have in Myraine?
Dork will take a second. There's an evil there that has taken someone important to me. Some people that I'm certain are no friends of yours either.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, thank God I have a proficiency in that. Ooh, 19.
We find it hard to trust the word of someone like you. But I believe there may be mutual benefit here. Who is your friend atop the carriage? And why is he us?
Can I speak in this form?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Lawrence will speak up and he will go. This form is my burden to carry after the damages I have inflicted on your people.
You see, as you say these words, half of the gnolls raise their weapons towards you and take up another fighting stance, but the leader holds up another paw and halts an attack for now.
I am the man known as the Iron Hunger. I took part in a massacre against gnolls.
We know well
Wade-
the legend of the Iron Hunger. How
I do what I do now, partially to make up for that, to atone for the terrible actions I have done. I want no more killing of gnolls. I will spend my life righting the wrongs of the Iron Hunger, and part of that help lies in Myraine.
Give me a persuasion check.
Do I have any different modifiers, anything?
You would have disadvantage because, you're admitting to be a war criminal, but because of your ability to speak their language and your face and everything, it's just normal roll.
Okay. I think that's just a flat. Oh my god, I have proficiency in persuasion. That's awesome. 21.
your words better be true, or else you will not leave this forest alive. We will make sure of that. You wear our face. It sickens me. But we shall see what lies beneath. All right. You will not get to Myraine on this path. There is no way into Myraine without our help. So I suppose you are at our mercy.
What has happened to Myraine?
I believe it would be better to discuss this in private.
Very well.
Is this not private?
As much as we...
Hi, by the way.
As... Do not ignore me, and do not interrupt me. As much as
What's an
we...
interjection?
You will be quiet.
Sorry.
Emrys
What,
is
sorry.
like still sitting on the ground, beat up, and it's just like doing the hand at his neck, like don't.
As much as we try to persuade people from taking this road, there are still those stupid enough to do so. If your words are true, then you will follow us to our haven. If your words are not, you will do so unwillingly. Agreed?
That is agreeable to me, but I will let the rest of my party speak for themselves.
Like I said, we have much business in Myraine that I'm sure both of us will find much use out of. We will come with you.
Very well.
She's going to pull out a whistle made of bone and blow into it, and no noise is going to come out that you guys can hear, but you're going to watch two other gnolls walk out, and they are almost like parting the sea of trees, and two gnolls walk out of a tree that they have parted in half. It glows with like this bright green light as the tree splits in half into a wide portal. And everyone kind of gets pushed forwards into the portal by the rest of the gnolls.
Carriage included, or?
Carriage included.
Okay.
It is a big tree. Like, this is one of the largest pine trees in the area, and it gets split open into, 10 foot wide. Just big enough for the carriage. And with that, as you disappear inside the tree and the rest of the gnolls kind of prod you forward with sharpened claws, we will end the session there.
Hey.
That
Okay.
shit was so good.
That was such a clutch move.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Also, Lily, okay, so for context, we were fighting gnolls, and Lawrence did war crimes on gnolls and is really guilty about it. So he tried his damnedest to stop the fighting, and to do that, he has a feature called Divine Intervention that had a basically 10% chance of succeeding. It succeeded, and he called upon the core of order to help us with this like negotiation and shit, and he's also like a werehane, and I think also kind of turned the carriage into like an illusion or something. I was a little bit unclear on that part, but
He basically
it's a little crazy.
He created a huge spectral image of himself behind him, just like overlooking everyone.
Yeah, so Lawrence is being really cool right now.
Honestly, best way to describe it.
Right?
Hmm.
And yes, the seed core. We went into the astral plane and found out like
Lily
all
was
the
there.
different types of cores.
Lily was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next session, we'll see where you guys end up and what these gnolls have in store for you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, players. Thank you, spectators. As always, this is great. I'm glad we had a nice little chill-ish session today. It was fun. Thank you for filling up the session with your good roleplay as well. Good night, everyone.
Yes. Thank you for being introduced to my new
Bye.
Right.